Hello everyone, we got a quick PSA pre-grade here. I got 14 cards sending off the PSA for grading in their 1960 special that ended at the end of August. So I got these in just in the nick of time. Just gotta get them packaged up and shipped out here. So as always, you guys like the videos, give us a follow, give us a like. I'm at for collectibles on all the platforms. Got some pretty decent cards in here, some other stuff that's just lower end just so I could fill the order. So I had a couple of these I picked up with the intent of sending. Others I just kind of pulled together. Again, 15 bucks a card. Did some crack outs on these to see if I could improve the grades. Others were in just slabs I didn't want them to be in. So I'll kind of show those as well as we go through them. And I'll try to guess the grade to the best of my ability, like we always do. So first off here, this was picked up at the National. Mickey Mantle Bazooka. 1960, very rare card. When I saw this card at first, I thought, man, this could be a 7. And then I flipped it over, and there's a crease in the back. So I showed you guys this one earlier, if you're watching the earlier videos from National. So I've seen this. I knew the crease was there before I bought it. I paid accordingly, but so I think this card could get a 3 because the crease is on the back. Again, if it didn't have a crease, I would say much higher. I would say 6 or 7, but I think 3, maybe an outside chance of the 4 because the front presents so well, but probably a 3. I don't think it'll get authentic. They're hand cut, but I can see the borders the whole way around, so expecting a 3 on the mantle to start. Would be happy with that. Next up, we got a 1960 Topps Mantle and Boyer. This one's miscut. Not expecting much here. You can see the other card here coming through on the back even. So this is probably like either a 5 MC, so 5 miscut, or probably a 3. So I'm gonna say 5 miscut on this one. 5 MC on the Mantle and Boyer 1960. Not that big of a card, just again had to put enough together to get an order together and had these laying around, so just sent them off. Next up, here's the Spawn. This one's got some ink marks on it. This is kind of really kind of a test to see how PSA treats it. CSG gave this one a 4.5. So I cracked it out to see what PSA says. CSG value is obviously much lower, so if it comes back the same grade, I'll get my 15 bucks back, no problem. But card looks good besides those. There's a little bit of corner issues. I'm gonna say a 4. Because there's all our factory print marks, but this could be like a 6 MK type deal. I think it's in pretty good shape, but I'll say a 4 on that one. But could be a 6 MK, something along those lines. Next up, I need a card, the Connie Mack for my Hall of Fame collection. This is one of the 1960, I think it's the 61 Fleer, 1960 Fleer Connie Mack. It's in good condition, so I think this could pull a 7. Not a highly valuable card, but for 15 bucks, I'll just get it graded. It'll fill a void in my Hall of Fame collection for Connie Mack. So we'll say a 7 on the Connie Mack there. Next up, Lou Gehrig 1960 Fleer. I'm surprised how valuable this card is. This one's beat up. I think it's probably a 3 because of the surface issues. Didn't have the surface issues, probably a 4. Back looks pretty good. Again, a little wear. But even in a 3, it's worth it to get this graded. Which again, I'm surprised by how valuable the card is. So it's probably, I don't know, 40 to 50 bucks on a 3. I forget, it's been a while since I looked it up, but we're gonna say a 3 on the Gehrig. Next up, we got 1962 Topps Staying Usual. This is probably a 4. Corners are pretty touched up, but these wood borders are always tough. Back looks pretty good. Pretty well centered, a little off, but pretty close. So I'm gonna say a 4 on the stand. I got Babe Ruth Hits 60. This is again a pretty valuable card. I had a bunch of these Babe Ruth, the 62 Topps. I bought a big lot of 62 Topps and had a bunch of these Babe Ruths, not all the inserts, the Ruths. So this is probably the most valuable one out of that. Obviously him hitting 60 home runs. I think this is probably I'm gonna say a 4 on this one as well. Could be an outside chance of a 5, but it's pretty touched up, so I'm gonna say a 4 on the Babe. Next up's another crack out. I think this one was probably overgraded, but we'll see. CSG gave this a 5. Cracked it out, sent the PSA. I haven't really been able to move it in a CSG holder. Again, I think the corners are probably too touched up along with the edges. I think it's probably more like a 4 with PSA. So I'm gonna say PSA 4 on this one. We'll see. I don't know. I guess it could be a 4 or a 5, but I'm gonna stick to a 4 here and expect that I'm gonna lose a grade by sending it the PSA on the Maze. Next up is Jim Hunter, rookie card. This one was in a BVG holder, 6.5 BVG. This is in my Hall of Fame collection. Short print there. I just don't like the BVG holders. So this, I looked this over closely. I think it could probably still pull a 6. BVG is historic for overgrading, but this one looked pretty good. So I think this could cross to a 6 is what I'm hoping for. If I get lucky, it could be a 7. No real surface issues. Corners are pretty good. Centering is a little off, but pretty good. So I'm gonna say 6, but I'm really hoping for potentially a full cross to either 6.5 or 7 on that one. Next up, Mickey Mantle, another national purchase here. These are two of the ones I bought right at the end of the show that I didn't have a chance to send in. So 66 tops. This one looks pretty good. Slightly off center, slightly dinged up corners, but I do think this one will come back EX or better. So I'm gonna say a 5 on this one. We'll see what we get though. Could potentially be better. The corners are just a little bit rounded. Let's say a 5. I will say that the two Mantles, the Bazooka and the 66 tops, there's a chance that they'll upcharge me for those because the threshold on the 1960 special is $200, and the Bazooka and the 66 are both probably worth more than that in those grades. So we'll see if PSA upcharges me or not. I haven't gotten any upcharges from them. Even the big cards I've sent in, kind of surprising. Next up here, home run leaders, 3 Hall of Famers, which is the main reason I'm sending this. It's not in great shape. It's probably a 4. But again, you got Mays, McCovey, Billy Williams, 66 tops, 3 Hall of Famers. Card presents pretty well. Nothing really that valuable. I think it's a cool card, so I'm going to get it graded. Probably a PSA 4 there. Next here, we got Sandy Koufax and Drysdale on this one. 65 pitching leaders. This is 1966 tops again. This one's a little bit more off center and a little bit diamond cut. I don't know that this will get a 4. I think this is probably more like a 3 just based on that centering. So I'm gonna say a 3 here, but outside chance at a 4. Because everything else looks pretty decent on it. So I'll say a 3 on that one. And these cards aren't really that valuable in those grades. Koufax stuff, when I get it graded, always just moves really well, so I get it graded. Koufax and Gibson on this one, so 2 more Hall of Famers there. That was probably in that 4 range. It looks a little better than the other one. So I'm going to say a 4 on the 66 as well. And then last but not least, we get another crossover. This one was a SGC 5.5. And I think it's better than that. That's why I'm sending it in. Sometimes SGC is pretty tough on these. This one looks like a 6 to me. Centering is a little off, but again, this isn't wood border, but the dark borders are tough, and this one's in pretty good shape. So I'm hoping to pull a 6 on this from a 5.5 with SGC. It could even be a 7. I thought this was a near mint type condition when I sent it in, which is tough to call on these 68 top Seaver second year card. But we'll see. The back looks clean, front looks clean. So I'm gonna say a 6, but we'll see. Getting crossing that one over. That's it, quick order. Again, 14 cards. Two most valuable ones are the Bazooka Mantle and this 66 Mantle. The Maze, depending on if it comes back a 5 or better, which again, 4 or 5 probably is realistic. That could be a more valuable card, but just a quick order here. Again, taking advantage of that special. I am going to try to get their football special they just put out in September. I think I've got enough cards, 15 or 20 cards sitting in there, so I'll do another video coming up. And that's all I got for this one. If you guys like the videos, give us a like, comment below, follow us here on YouTube, the other platforms, and we will see you guys next time.